My dad sent me a box of handmade cookies for my birthday. The next day, he called and said, "So, how were the cookies?" I said, "Oh, I gave them to my sister and her little one. They love sweets." He went silent for a moment, then shouted, "You did what?" And I just stood there shaking. "So you're just giving away things now? Just handing out what I made for you?" Dad's voice cracked over the phone, a tight blend of anger and something else, something raw. "They were cookies, Dad. Cookies. I thought—" I paused. "I thought you'd be happy they were enjoyed." "You didn't even taste them," he snapped. "You didn't even open the damn box, did you?" Silence. "They were for you, Nate, not her, not anyone else." The line went quiet for a long second. I could hear his breathing, heavy, furious, wounded. I stared at the blank TV screen. My throat locked up. I didn't know it mattered this much. "Yeah, well, a lot of things didn't matter to you, huh?" he said. And then, with the cold finality of someone cracking ice, "You're just like your mother." I stood there, the receiver against my ear, shaking. "My name is Nathaniel Nate Rowe, 24, living alone in a one-bedroom apartment in Kansas City. Rent's always late, fridge is usually empty, but I get by. I don't cry. Not anymore. There's something that happens when you've been the backup plan your entire life. The second call. The placeholder. You learn to keep your head down, keep moving, and never, ever expect anyone to remember your birthday. But Dad did. And I gave those cookies to my sister without even opening the box. God. Introduce the family. Dad, William Rowe, 58. A Vietnam vet's son, retired mechanic, hard-knuckled and harder to impress. He raised us after Mom walked. He gave everything, but only if you fought for it. Haley, 28. My older sister, single mom, everyone's golden girl, gets the grace I was denied. She smiles and the world forgives her. Mom, Miranda, late 40s. Left when I was 9. No contact in 15 years. Dad never says her name, so you talk to her now? Dad asked coldly. What? Haley, you two back on speaking terms suddenly? After what she did? I clenched my jaw. She's still my sister. He laughed, bitterly. Your sister took out a loan in your name, Nate. Wrecked your credit at 21. You forget that too? She had a kid, Dad. And you had a future. Silence again. I sat down on the edge of my bed, fingers trembling. He wasn't wrong, but he wasn't right either. You gave her the cookies after everything she's done. You said they were made with love. Yeah, love for you, Nate. He paused. You always let people take from you. Always. He didn't say it kindly. It was an accusation. He was right. I was 19. Full scholarship. First semester of college. Haley called sobbing. She was broke, had a 2-year-old, and rent was due. I wired her $1,000. My semester money? Dad never knew. I took up night shifts at a warehouse and barely made it through finals. That's when she opened a joint card in my name, charged $6,000 and vanished for 3 months. I told myself she was desperate, told myself I was helping, but I never recovered from that debt. She apologized once, texted me. I panicked. You're the strong one. You can handle it. A week ago, I found the flash drive. I'd forgotten I backed up my old phone before the number change. On it, a voice recording, Haley, crying, talking to Mom. Nate's so easy. He'll always come through. He thinks Dad hates him, so he clings to me. I used that. I'd hit record one night without knowing what I'd hear. I emailed the audio to Dad this morning. No message, just the file. Dad called 2 hours later, his voice soft and deadly. I listened. I didn't say anything. Is this recent? 3 years ago. You knew this whole time? Yeah. Why didn't you show me? I exhaled, because I still wanted her to love me. Silence. Then, "Come over, Nate. Now, just you." I did. When Haley showed up 30 minutes later, Dad handed her the flash drive. She played it, her face drained. "That's not—" "Don't lie to me." Dad snapped. She cried. For real this time. Or maybe not. I didn't care. I left quietly. Not angry. Not broken. Just lighter. Dad didn't hug me. But he stood by the door and said, "You didn't deserve that. Any of it." I know. You're a better man than I ever was. That almost did it. But I held it in. 3 days later, Dad sent another box. No cookies this time. Just a note. "Next time, don't give away what's meant for you. Love. Dad." Haley's number is still saved in my phone. I haven't blocked her. Haven't messaged her either. Maybe that's growth. Maybe it's just distance. I check Dad's texts more often now. He sends pictures of his garden. Tomatoes, mostly. Always proud of the yield. He signs every message the same way now. For what it's worth, I'm trying. Love, Dad. I don't know when he started saying love again. Maybe it's always been buried under the silence. Maybe I just wasn't ready to hear it before. Last week I walked past a bakery and stopped. It was a little corner shop. Red bricks, gold lettering on the window. Miller and Sons, since 1968. Inside, the shelves were stacked with cinnamon sugar cookies. I bought a dozen. No occasion. Just because I took them home. Sat on my couch, no TV, no noise, just me. I ate one. It wasn't perfect. A little too crunchy on the edges. But I smiled anyway, because this time I didn't give them away. This time I let myself have something sweet. I'm learning now that healing doesn't come in one moment. It shows up slowly, like sunlight bleeding through cheap curtains, quiet, warm, and stubborn. Dad isn't magically fixed. Neither am I. But we talk more. We talk differently. He asks about my work, about night school, about how I've been sleeping. He's not good at it. The words still trip over his tongue like they're foreign. But I don't need perfection anymore. I just need effort. Haley hasn't apologized, not in words anyway. But last Thursday, I got a letter in the mail. No return address, just my name, in her handwriting. Inside, a photo of me, her, and Dad from when I was about 12. We were at a county fair. I was holding a funnel cake, and she had her arm around my shoulder. On the back, she'd written, "You always showed up for me. I hope one day I can do the same." That's it. No, I'm sorry. No, I was wrong. But it was the first time I saw her handwriting tremble. I didn't cry. But I kept the photo. I'm not interested in revenge anymore. What I want now is peace. And that looks different than I thought. Sometimes it's as small as taking back your birthday. Sometimes it's as big as unlearning a lifetime of silence. And sometimes it's just making space for your own joy. I bought myself a birthday cake. No one else knew. It wasn't fancy. Chocolate, thick icing, from the grocery store down the block. I didn't put candles on it. I didn't sing. But I sat at the kitchen table, cut one perfect slice, and whispered to no one. "Happy birthday, Nate. I'm proud of you." And I meant it. I took one bite, and this time, I kept the rest. If this story hit home for you, if you've ever been the overlooked one, the peacemaker, the one carrying weight that was never yours to hold, you're not alone. Subscribe for more real stories about healing, family, and reclaiming your voice. What would you do if you were Nate? Have you been in his shoes? Let's talk about it in the comments. Your voice matters. And remember, don't give away what was meant for you.